Welcome to this tutorial run. We are going to be playing Slay the Spire. The plan is to work our way through a series of all 4 characters, giving a tutorial on the maximum difficulty Ascension 20. And today we're going to start the series with the Ironclad. So important things to know about the Ironclad: they start with the relic of the Burning Blood, which means at the end of every combat we will heal 6 HP. This is our HP here, and obviously if that gets to 0 at any point we will die and lose the run. Generally, when starting a run, there are 2 things to consider before heading off. Obviously you want to look at what are these called, the Niao bonuses, and just make a bit of a consideration of each of those based on the factors that you see before you. You might want to take into consideration the Act Boss, in which case this is the Hexaghost. You also want to take into account the path that you probably intend to take. So this looks like it's potentially quite a difficult first act, because we have on the right hand side of the map we've got 2 elites sort of guarding the gateway. Well, in fact, no matter which way we go we have to fight 2 elites before we even hit the middle of the act chest. So it makes these sort of a lot more difficult because we've only got 1, 2, 3 and 1, 2, 3 guaranteed combats in which to gain card rewards to improve our starting deck. So that is a consideration. That said, we have been given this bonus as a potential where enemies in your next 3 combats have 1 HP. So we could potentially get a 1 HP elite if we took this path. The chances of getting there are probably around about 40-50%, I believe. So a coin flip to get a free elite. The problem with that is if we don't get the free elite, we're then going to fight 2 elites, and one of them's the Burning Elite. So I think just to sort of remain on the side of caution, I'm going to disregard this as an option because it's not amazing if you can't get that initial starting elite snipe. Choose a rare colourless card and take 18 damage. Taking 18 damage is not necessarily desirable. At the start of your run, you need your HP to fight elites throughout the act. It's probably a little bit more tempting given the Hexaghost, because the Hexaghost initial damage scales off your HP, so the more HP you have, the first sort of attack that Hexaghost does will be more, so it's not necessarily essential to have a high amount of HP going into that boss. You still need some. Turning up to the fight with 1 HP is a recipe for disaster. Transforming a card is a very random prospect, so we would choose one of our starter cards aside from Ascender's Bane, our unplayable Curse, and transform it into another random card, and it could be a card of any rarity. We also get the boss swap, and I think on this occasion I'm going to lean into the boss swap, and my reasoning for that is if we get a really good boss swap we can potentially go up this path. I'm thinking if we get Pandora's Box and we change all of our starter cards to a good set of random cards, some of the 4 energy relics might enable us to take this path, and equally if we get a bad boss relic roll we can just sort of bail out and go up this left side. So that's my reasoning for choosing the boss swap here. Let's see how we get on. Okay, so we picked up the Philo Stone, the Philosopher's Stone, which says gain an extra energy at the start of your turn and all enemies start the combat with 1 strength. So honestly one of the more difficult 4 energy relics to make successful on Ascension 20, simply because giving the heart an extra strength is quite a daunting prospect. That said, the elites of this act having 4 energy against them at the expense of 1 strength isn't necessarily going to be run ending. So I am going to have a go at going up this right hand side. Okay. Alright, let's start here. Okay, nice. So this is actually an instance where the Philosopher's Stone is really going to help us. We are able to use all 4 energy to deal very efficient damage by killing the smaller slime with 2 strikes and then putting bash on the larger grey slime or the spike slime, so that they are vulnerable next turn. And if we draw all 3 of those strikes, we will win this fight without taking any more damage, which we don't, unfortunately. So we are taking some damage, 5, but that's okay. You know, didn't have the high roll there. We get 18 gold, an explosive potion, which is a very nice potion to have. We get offered a Perfected Strike, a Headbutt, and a Second Wind. Given that we've got the Philosopher's Stone, I can lean a little bit more to this Perfected Strike, because on turns where we draw Bash and Perfected Strike, we can play them both, which would deal a considerable amount of damage. And then the upgrade, unupgraded, it deals 2 additional 6 damage and then 2 additional damage for each card containing strike. So it includes itself and the 5 strikes that we've got. And when upgraded, it's 3 additional damage per strike. Headbutt is also pretty decent. Second Wind is really good block, but I'm concerned we need to be able to deal with the elites here, so I'm going to take the Perfected Strike. Okay, so here I'm just going to Perfected Strike on the real house and then block the full 8 coming in from the red. Yeah, and then once again do the same, hit the strike, block the full 8 and take nothing in that fight. Okay, so from this fight we get 15 gold. We get offered Iron Wave, Pummel, and Flame Barrier. I think this Flame Barrier is a really useful card against the Hexaghost here. The Hexaghost has got several multi-attack sort of options to deal with, and this ability where unupgraded gain 12 block, and whenever you attack this turn deal 4 damage back. And likewise the upgrade is fantastic, it upgrades both 4 extra block and 2 extra damage back. So I'm going to pick up the Flame Barrier here. Okay, not the best first turn for the Cultist. The Cultist is also going to buff themselves each turn here. Right, so Perfected Strike deals 18. Bash and 2 strikes will win it next turn. So I am going to block because we are in a position where 1 extra strike will win. There we go. Right, we get armament, sword, boomerang, and havoc. Honestly, not amazing. Armament says you can upgrade a card in your hand for the rest of combat, and upgrade it upgrades all of them, so it's a really good upgrade. But you have to draw through your deck. It is a little bit better with the Philosopher's Stone because you can play it and then you've still got 3 energy to play those upgraded cards in your hand. I think given that, I am going to take it. Okay, I'm not going to click on this occasion, simply because 2 reasons. Well, we just picked up the armaments, so the value of these 2 random upgrades for the loss of 23 hit points is sort of lesser. I think it would be more valuable if we'd not picked up the armaments. And also, we are intending to fight 2 elites. We are forced into that because of the path that we have chosen. And we simply need these 23 hit points to be able to overcome them. We've got 2 good potions, but we also need all 63 hit points in order to defeat them, bearing in mind that we don't have the Burning Blood as the Ironclad, because we did a boss swap. Okay, so next node. This one's slightly different. I am going to take the option here to trigger the trap and lose 7 max HP, because that's not actually affecting our current hit point state. And picking up the Golden Idol to get 25% more gold from enemies is just fantastic. Picking it up this early in the run means we are going to make a lot of gold from this, and as you can see, we'll be able to track how much gold, extra gold, has been dropped. Okay, so first elite, let's see who it is. Classic, it is the Gremlin Knob. This is a really terrible turn 1 for us. We did not want to see Ascender's Bane, we did not want to see 3 defense. We really needed to see a bash, perfected strike, even the armaments, being able to upgrade this strike would have been preferable. Already I'm thinking we're going to have to use the weak potion, and we are probably going to struggle to get through this fight without taking a significant amount of damage, even using the weak potion. Right, so we get bash next turn. I'm going to use the weak potion. I'm going to play the armaments once to upgrade the perfected strike, so it deals 24 damage now. Hopefully we get a redraw on that. Okay, so we are just going to tank this 22 in the hope that we can just draw lethal damage next turn. The perfected strike should do it, so let's hope for that. It doesn't arrive, however we can use the explosive potion to deal 10 damage to Gremlin Knob. So we had to use both potions there, but I think it's worth it to preserve our hit points going into this fight here. So we get 30 with 8 extra gold from the Golden Idol, and we get a Vajra, which is 1 extra strength, just a flat bonus of extra strength. I am going to pick up this Anger as well, because a 0 cost attack is still going to be welcome. So taking the Anger, bearing in mind we do need more damage in the deck already. I'm also going to upgrade the armaments just to get that upgrade all effect. And see who this is. Okay, so Lagavulin. It's actually really good for us. Helps us to hopefully get set up. Okay, I'm going to put this another Anger in. So Anger copies itself and puts another one in the discard pile. So just having 2, I think, is just going to give us a little bit more damage. Bearing in mind that we now armaments, bash and strike. Okay, so we use the Anger. I think what I'm going to do is bash just to keep Lagavulin vulnerable, and then play the Flame Barrier. It deals a little bit of extra damage, but mainly we're interested in that 12 block. So we only take 11 here. Right, I think we are a little bit unlucky not to draw the perfected strike. So yeah, once again we are taking quite a large chunk of damage here. So we're down to 8 hit points. We do get a Shuriken though, which is another strength-based option. Obviously we get the Emerald Key, Pommel Strike, Shrug It Off and Battle Trance are all nice options for damage. I'm going to take this Pommel Strike because it also makes the perfected strike better. Okay, Ancient Tea Set. Would be surprised if we managed to get to this campfire. We would need to heal when we get there, but we've got 2 hallway fights to get through. So yeah, immediately we're on the back foot here because we're being faced with 19 damage from this acid slime. I'm going to Pommel Strike first though, just to see if we can get it to split. 21 damage, puts it down to 36, so no, we are just going to have to defend twice and hope that we get through the next couple of turns. So their split is 34. Right, so I'm not going to play that strike. Although it doesn't look like a very good turn next turn. So 6 and 6 is 12, 24. 24 smaller slimes. Or we can take 2 damage. 2 damage. Taking 2 damage is probably better here. Yeah, so they're already split. Yeah, nice. So much more manageable, 5 HP. So yeah, we just get through this fight now. Nice. Oh, we get a regen potion. That is pretty huge for us. Metallicize, Sever Soul, and Bloodletting. I think I'm going to pick up this Metallicize. Just extra 3 and upgraded 4 block every turn is going to be really good. So I'm going to take that. It's going to be nice against our Act Boss, if we get there, of course. Okay, here this is pretty reasonable. The attack patterns of these 3 have turned out quite favourable. So the middle louse is buffing. This green louse is going to make us weak next turn, and only the front louse is actually attacking us for 7. So what we can do here is simply just outright kill this louse, and we don't have to worry about blocking this turn. I'm going to pommel strike first in case that changes, in case our plan changes, and I'm going to pommel strike the louse that's buffing, so that hopefully we can kill it at least next turn. Yep, so this is perfect because now we can outright kill this louse, strike this one. We gain a strength from the shuriken, and even though we're weak, we should be able to finish the fight next turn, and we do. Yeah, there we go. Alright, so we get through, we pick up a power potion as well. That's really nice. We get offered corruption. Very, very powerful card, very powerful effect. Enabling us to play skills for 0 cost, and its overall cost gets reduced as well. I think we have to take it. It's a slightly different path to where we've been going. We've got this sort of strength-based build, but having a corruption in the deck gives us a little bit more flexibility. We've already got 4 energy, so we can play it and still play another attack card in addition to any 0 cost skills that are in our hand on a particular turn. So I'm going to pick up the corruption here. I am going to go to this fire and rest though. Even though we've got this regen potion, I am going to use that against Hexaghost, I believe. Moving on. Okay, so we get a shrine where we just get to flat upgrade a card. I'm going to probably pick one of the 2 powers. And in this instance, I think I'm going to take the Metallicize upgrade. We will upgrade the corruption as well at the next campfire. But yeah, already we are seeing the benefits of this decision. So pommel strike, anger, strike, and then I'm going to corruption, metallicize, and defend. So we're blocking 3 extra, and getting a nice win there. Okay, so liquid bronze is not better than any of the potions that we've got, I believe, even though it is good against Hexaghost here. We get some gold. Blood for blood is an interesting option, so is twin strike. I think I'm going to take the twin strike, simply because it's good with our sort of strength gaining relics, the shuriken, and we've obviously got the Vajra, and it also buffs up the perfected strike. It's going to enable us to remove a strike at a later date as well. So blood for blood, also good option here, but we are not really looking to lose HP because of the Philo Stone. We are looking to block as much as we can, leaving the liquid bronze on the floor here. Okay, so given what we've just picked up and what we know, I am tempted to leave the corruption upgrade for now, and upgrade either perfected strike or twin strike. I think I'm going to go with the perfected strike. just have it deal extra damage for that 2 cost. Oh, nice. So we get a really good first turn here. We're able, thanks to the Ancient Tea Set Relic, where we gain an extra 2 energy after entering a rest site. That will always trigger on the first boss of each act because we have a rest site here. And we also get to play out our entire hand because we have 6 energy. So bash, strike, strike. Now the reason I did it in that order is because Twin Strike will get buffed twice from the extra strength from Shuriken. And we literally just get to play out our entire hand. I am going to use this regen pot in this fight, but I'm not going to use it until the next turn. Because this is what we're being attacked for. So 18. It would have potentially been higher had we used the regen pot. So now I'm going to use it. Defend, and just play out our hand, gaining another strength. Take 4. Okay, so not going to play the corruption because I don't want my skills to exhaust. But I am going to play out the armaments and defend. Okay, pummel strike. I'm going to play the flame barrier because of this multi-attack, and the twin strike. Okay, nice. So we'll just play out our hand again. We're up to 4 strength now. The Shuriken really helping ensure we do beat this act boss. So once again, armament. I think I am going to play the corruption now because we are so close to the end of the fight. Although actually no, I'm not, because I need the bash. I need the Hexaghost to be vulnerable for the next couple of turns so that we can just win the fight. I think this is a win. Perfected strike, twin strike. Nice. And we get 79 gold, and our card offerings are Barricade, which is block is not removed at the start of your turn. Berserk, gain 2 vulnerable, but you also gain 2 energy at the start of your turn, and Limit Break, which doubles your strength. Okay, so bit of consideration on the Barricade. We've got some reasonably good block. It's good with Metallicize, plus it's good with Flame Barrier. The Corruption also somewhat helps it. But I think we just need to be a little bit quicker in our sort of damage, and Limit Break. Having one of these will help us to do that. Works nicely with the Corruption because we can play it for free potentially. And yeah, just being able to double our strength, bearing in mind we already start with 1 strength. So even if we draw it on turn 1, it's going to be 2 strength. So yeah, Limit Break. Not going for the Berserk here, simply because yes, it's nice to have the extra energy. We don't necessarily need it because of the Philosopher's Stone, but being vulnerable and giving our enemies this extra strength that we're already doing from the Philosopher's Stone is a combination for taking a lot of damage. So we want to deal more damage. We're going to take the Limit Break. Okay, so we get offered a Sacred Bark, which doubles the effectiveness of our potions as our boss relic. Obviously we've got Power Potion. That would mean that we get 2 0-cost powers. We don't have any other potion synergy though, so potentially not the best. A Fusion Hammer. Fusion Hammer is a little bit more of a consideration, given that we have an armaments in the deck, and the Corruption sort of making things 0 cost is going to help, and the extra energy will help us just get that in play. I think it would be really nice to see with a little bit more draw options. We've only got the 1 draw card because having 5 base energy is a really good strategy. Well, the other consideration is the Astrolabe, which means I can transform 3 cards and upgrade those 3 cards. Obviously they become a card of any rarity. I'd probably to be transforming 3 strikes in this situation. So, after some consideration, I think that the relic that's going to give us the best chance is the Fusion Hammer. Having an armaments already in play, the corruption making our skills cost 0. I feel like we are sort of a Dark Embrace away from having a really powerful deck and being able to draw through the deck and play all of our skills, have them draw us a card, and at the same time dealing lots of damage. So the Fusion Hammer, I'd say it is quite a bit better than the Astrolabe. The Astrolabe, it's a little bit too random. The other consideration is the cards that I would want to move, these strikes, will significantly affect this Perfected Strike. Not the end of the world, obviously we are sort of on the strength gain train. It is takeable, but I'm going to go Fusion Hammer. Okay, so once again, start of each act, it's important to have a little look and just sort of think about where you're going to go and the pathing you're going to take, as well as looking at the act boss. So our act boss here is the Champ. The Champ is a character where you essentially need to deal around about 200 damage over the course of 3 turns, because he will, once he drops below half health, become enraged and then do I think it's the attack's called Execute, where he does a double attack for a considerable amount of damage. So being able to get him below half health on 1 turn and then deal more damage over the next turn when he's splitting, and then on the turn where he's attacking you, be able to finish him off. So really 200 damage over 3 turns, which at the moment we don't quite do. So to take this into consideration, what I am looking at here is a potential path up the right hand side with a little bit of optionality. My priority here is a shop. I've got 420 gold, which is a very good amount of gold. You know, it enables us to buy a card remove, a relic. So I'm looking at this shop here, and then potentially going into this campfire. Obviously we can't upgrade our campfires anymore, but having a rest before our first elite of the act would be pretty good, and then we can decide on how strong are we feeling. Can we take on this extra elite here, or do we need to rest immediately before we take on this elite further on? Bearing in mind we've also got this shop here. So yeah, I think I'm going to head towards this shop is the first port of call. Okay, it would have been nice to have drawn Flame Barrier here to deal 4 damage back. We're facing down 12 damage. First thing we're going to do is Pommel Strike, and I'm actually going to Pommel Strike the bird that is buffing itself, because it will gain strength and consequently become more difficult to deal with. Okay, drawing the Metallicize is a little bit awkward, because I would have liked to have knocked this bird out of the air. And we still can do that, it just means we're going to take a little bit more damage, because we do actually now have the ability to full block at least one of these. Yeah, I don't think we have the option to knock this bird out of the air though, so I'm just going to Twin Strike, defend, Metallicize, and we end up taking 10 on this bird's turn. This is where the Philostone has become a real difficult relic. So once again we're getting attacked for a lot, but Armaments, Flame Barrier, Defend is going to go some way towards helping with this. Dealing 6 damage back is going to kill the front one. Take 3 from them. We'll see. I think we're quite close to full blocking this, because this bird will die before it does its full 6. Yeah, okay, so we do actually full block, and we get to finish off that fight. So without the Flame Barrier there, we would have said that would have been run ending, I reckon. Okay, so we get offered a Searing Blow with an upgrade on it, an Uppercut that is upgraded, and a War Cry. Obviously, the Searing Blow is a really nice card if you can upgrade it, but we can't. So, also really good to pick up in Act 1, get a load of campfires and have it upgrade relatively highly upgraded by the time you get to this point. Usually you'd want to see a Searing Blow on like 3, 4, probably 5 upgrades at this point. Certainly 4, if not 5, I think is probably where you want to be with that. And because we can't upgrade it, we're not going to take that. I am going to look at this Uppercut though. We haven't got Weak in the deck currently, so an ability that gives Weak. I would have preferred to have seen... forgotten the name of the card now. But it deals weak and vulnerable to all enemies. But failing that, an upgraded Uppercut will do just fine, and especially seeing as we've got 5 energy, we're always going to be reliably able to play that and then play some of the cards as well. Okay, so yeah, here's an example of just a alright first turn. The Uppercut is going to remove 2 layers of Artifact from the Spheric Guardian. Unfortunately, it would have been nice to have a little bit more draw there. Right, I think I am going to play Corruption. Get the limit break. And hopefully we're able to win on this turn. So Pommel Strike, Strike, Perfected Strike gets us there, nice. Okay, more gold, Distill Chaos. Second win, Heavy Blade or Warcry. Warcry Plus is actually pretty decent looking because it enables us to have a bit of manipulation, and it is card draw because we are drawing 2 cards, so it's not just take a card from the top, put it back, put a different card back on top. It's draw 2 cards and put 1 card from our hand back on top. So I'm going to take the Warcry simply because it is upgraded. Probably wouldn't have taken an upgraded Warcry there. So into the shop we go. We've got 462 gold now. And some interesting options. So we are offered a Lizard Tail, which is sort of an insurance policy. If we would die, so if our HP would go to 0, we would heal to 50% of max, which at the moment would be 34 HP. It's very expensive though, 333 gold, more than more than 2/3 of our gold currently. We get the Duvu Doll. For each curse in your deck, you start each combat with 1 strength. So at the moment, that is worth 1 strength to us because we've got the Ascender's Bane, which we cannot ever get rid of. The Cauldron produces 5 random potions upon pickup. Obviously, it's a bit difficult to take this when you've only got 2 potion slots. Other options, we've got Shrug It Off. Just relatively good block and draw. Evolve, which is draw when we have status cards. We don't put any said status cards in our deck ourselves, so I don't think that's going to be going in the deck. Thinking Ahead is essentially the same as Warcry, but we got a Warcry for free, and it's upgraded. The upgrade on Thinking Ahead, it means it doesn't exhaust. So yeah, not going to take Thinking Ahead for 182 gold here. I think as an insurance policy, I think I am going to take the Lizard Tail. You know, it's just nice to have and know that our run won't end the first time we die, because there's always a chance of that happening. And it's mainly down to the fact that I do want to spend my gold. There's no point in hanging on to it here, because we are going to accrue more, and you only ever get 3 relic options. The cards aren't brilliant, as I already said about Searing Blow. We're not going to upgrade it. Reckless Charge, we're not really that bothered. We've already got a 0 cost attack. Rage isn't brilliant without some sort of card draw. It doesn't work very well with Corruption if you can only play it once either. Potential I would take a Shrug It Off. I don't really want to pay gold for it though. It being a common card, these grey bordered cards are all common, so I'm very likely to see another Shrug It Off as I go through this act and the next. Hopefully, it's a really good card with Corruption. That's why I would like to take a Shrug It Off, but I don't think I am going to take one. I am going to remove one of the strikes though. Yeah, just simply remove one of the worst cards in our deck, and sort of focus down on the cards that we've got. So Blizzard Tail and remove 1 strike. Leaves us with 54 gold to move on. We could afford the Evolve, but as I said, not really that concerned about drawing status cards. And the Blood Potion healing 20%. We've already got 2 good potions here, so I'm just going to leave that on the floor. I'm going to take 1 event. Turns out to be a fight anyway, which is the Snecko. So yeah. Play the armament, so limit break no longer exhaust, so we just gain 2 flat strength, and we're also going to gain another strength from the Shuriken here, so we're up to 3 strength. Snecko gives us this debuff where our cards cost random costs between 0 and 3. So yeah, makes it quite challenging unless you got a lot of 2 cost cards, which we do have quite a lot of. Unfortunately, we didn't draw any of them. Notably, the Corruption sort of negates that effect on your skills. So if I had Corruption in play here, this defend would still cost 0. I'm going to Pummel Strike and see what we draw. Okay, so we do get the Corruption, which I am going to put in play, just because we now are, no matter what happens, we're going to be able to play our skills. I'm also considering using the Distill Chaos here because we're taking 10 damage still. But I think given that we've got a campfire coming up, we'll be able to rest and heal back quite a lot of our hit points that we lose in this fight and the next. So I'm just going to hang on to it. Right, Warcry first. Okay, I'm going to put a strike back on top. So our guy will be vulnerable next turn. We get to full block the Snecko, and yeah, we should just win next turn. There we go. Alright, an Evolve Plus for free is interesting. It is more card draw. It's going to help us in a couple of specific fights. And it is better that it says plus on it. I'm going to take it, because it is, as I say, it is going to help in some very specific fights. So, Warcry. I'm going to put the Pommel Strike back on top. And I am going to use the Distill Chaos here, but I think I'm going to Limit Break first. This is a very tough fight where you've got the Shelled Parasite, otherwise this avocado looking thing, and the Fungi Beast. We're being attacked for 29 and we've got currently 0 block in hand, so I'm going to Distill Chaos and hopefully draw into some. We didn't, but we did hit Uppercut on the Shelled Parasite, which means that it is now weak, so at least we negated some of that effect. Anger, Twin Strike. Yeah, and we'll play them all out. So we are still taking quite a large chunk of damage here. Yeah, down to 19. I think we do need to try and get out of this fight without too much more. So, armaments. 18 twice. Yeah, 18 twice is enough. And we can defend to get the full block on from this fungi beast. We will buff next turn, and Perfected Strike gets us the win. Okay, so we get a fire potion, that's pretty valuable. We get the option of another Perfected Strike or a headbutt. I think I like the headbutt, just being able to put a card from our discard pile back on top. It's really nice manipulation, goes well with Warcry. We want to aim for the limit break going back on top in those times before we have played Corruption, which would exhaust the limit break anyway. So healing here, because we need the hit points going into this elite, and then we'll have a choice to make after we've fought this elite as to where we go. Probably going to use one, if not both, of the potions in this fight, and we'll see how we get on. Okay, so we see the Book of Stabbing, which is actually one of the worst ones we could have picked, given that we've got the Philo Stone and it buffs his strength. I think what I'm going to do is just bash and pummel strike. Okay, so we get the flame barrier. That's pretty nice. I'm actually going to put the flame barrier back on top with the headbutt though. So I'm going to play flame barrier, put flame barrier back on top. Do I block full block, or do I buff our strength? I'm going to buff our strength because I think we just need to end the fight a little bit quicker. So we take 4. Right. Warcry first. So that'll be 16, 21. Yeah, we don't need this extra defend to full block the 24 that's incoming, because we gain 5, 16, and then we've got a choice actually. Definitely playing the twin strike there. Do we play this strike and deal 19 damage and take 3 more, or do we full block? I think the 19 damage is too good. Right, okay. Yeah, we are taking, once again, quite a bit of damage. Okay. So yeah, 16 more there. We are going to have to use the fire potion. Okay, so bronze scales, pretty good relic. Drop kick, also very nice. A little bit concerned we haven't got enough block in the deck at the moment though, so I think this ghostly armor is what is required. I'm pretty certain if we go this way we're just relying on Lizard Tail, so I don't really want to do that. I'm going to go this way and rest again, get ourselves back up to half HP. So we're losing out on 1 elite here. Okay, we see Charon's Ashes, which actually makes all of our exhausted skills after Corruption deal 3 damage to all enemies, so this is a really good pickup for our deck. It's a Ironclad specific rare relic, so you won't see this relic on any of the other characters, but it is a very powerful effect, and given that we've already got a Corruption in the deck, it's going to up our damage significantly after playing it. Okay, so bash, pummel strike, there's a Corruption. Anger, unfortunately we're taking 10 damage. Nothing we can do about that, because once again I just don't, we haven't got the enough block density in the deck at the moment, so it's unsurprising we are taking so much damage. Put the pommel strike back on top, but we are able to kill the Centurion here. Okay, we don't quite get there with the win on this one, but we are able to full block at least with Metallicize. Okay, now we get through the fight. We get a weak potion. Reaper is absolutely insane in this situation. Deal 4 damage to all enemies and gain HP equal to the unblock damage. So because we've got this strength gain, and we are sort of leaking quite a lot of damage, it's going to help us recover and sustain us. So a really, really nice pickup here. Yeah, definitely taking that Reaper. So we get the option to get a relic and then obtain a Writhe. I don't think our deck can afford to draw another curse on turn 1. We don't have enough. It's just a completely dead card to us on turn 1, which is always the most important turn. Writhe, one of the worst curses you can pick up, particularly on characters that don't have a lot of draw already. So at the moment we haven't got that, so I'm going to leave that on the ground. Alright, so we're going into a shop with 144 gold. Means we are able to afford another card removal. Unfortunately, we miss out on all of the relics. The preserved insect could have been good, but yeah, unfortunately, not getting there. We see a power through, which is a really good block card. I think I would take a power through, as I've said. We need more block in the deck generally, so I would take it, even though it adds those 2 wounds to our deck. We've already picked up an Evolve, sort of makes that a little bit less of a problem. That said, it costs 89 gold, and I don't really want to spend 89 gold on a power through. I'd much rather get 1 more of the strikes out of the deck at this point. And by removing that strike, we have slightly improved our block density, which I believe is still not enough. So we are very much on the lookout for more block. Right, so we go into our second elite fight. This is either going to be the Slavers, the 3 Slavers, or the Gremlin Leader fight, because we've already fought the Book of Stabbing down here. So what do we know about those fights? I think generally, as long as the Gremlin Leader doesn't ever attack us, we'll be okay. Yeah, if they attack us on turn 1, that's probably an okay scenario. But we need to kill the minions immediately. The Slavers is going to be a very difficult fight. It's always a difficult fight, and yeah, I'm not convinced that we will succeed at it, particularly with our HP. So we get the Gremlin Leader, who does indeed attack us on turn 1, but we see Flame Barrier and Ghostly Armor, so those 2 will block the Gremlin Leader here. We've also got the Ascender's Bane, which when it exhausts will deal 3 damage. So in this situation, I can bash the sneaky Gremlin, because this Ascender's Bane exhausting will kill it. I'm also going to strike the Gremlin Wizard here, just to start chipping away at their health. Am I? No, I'm not, because I want to full block the Gremlin Leader. Sorry, I thought I had another energy there. So we full block the Gremlin Leader, and we kill the sneaky Gremlin. Okay, right. So I think I'm going to forego this corruption. I'm tempted to play the power potion now, though. I would like to kill this Gremlin Wizard this turn, and the Reaper will help us do that. We can't play Corruption, Uppercut, and Reaper, and Corruption Uppercut doesn't kill the Gremlin Wizard. I think I have to put Corruption in play, though. Hopefully we get a redraw on the Reaper. Okay, good. So our friend, the Gremlin Leader, is not attacking us. I'm going to start with Warcry. Okay, nice. I'm going to put back... I'm going to put back Evolve. Because the defend kills the wizard. I'm then going to headbutt the uppercut back on top. Limit break. Strike. Effective strike. Okay, so good. Hopefully he plays the right game and doesn't attack us this turn, which he doesn't. Okay, so summoning 2 sneaky gremlins and not attacking us is amazing. Armaments. Double strike. Ghostly armor. I would like to try and get this Reaper. So I'm not gonna... Okay, yeah, I'm gonna play the anger but not the twin strike. Just to try and get some HP back. We don't get there, but we do get the kill. So overall that was a really decent fight for us. We conserved our potions. Not going to take any of these options as we've already got an anger. Blood for blood I've already mentioned. And fire breathing, not especially good for us. Okay, we fight the Snecko again. Right, pommel strike, uppercut, anger, gets us strength. I'm going to play the ghostly armor. If we don't, because it's ethereal, it will exhaust. But I do want to keep it in there in the draw. Okay, so armaments into Reaper helps us heal a little. Strike, defend, defend. We full block, and we've also healed in this fight, so things are looking pretty good. Do we get a kill here? Just trying to work it out. Bash, headbutt. Guess it doesn't really matter because we're hoping to win this turn. Strike. Yeah, twin strike. Nice. Okay, so we get through that fight. Once again, I don't think we want any of these cards. Havoc, Wild Strike, Hemokinesis. We can't really afford the HP loss from Hemokinesis. And we've already got reasonably good damage. Wild Strike, we're not a big fan of putting the Wound in our deck, even though we've got the Evolve. We haven't actually got a way at the moment to exhaust status cards in our hand, so not the best. And Havoc, it's a little bit better with Karen's Ashes. But yeah, I don't think we need to have it in the deck. Adds a little bit of uncertainty as well. So we made it to the champ. We're going to rest. So we've got a good amount of HP going into this fight. And I'm fairly confident that we can do well. I am going to use this power potion though. I don't think Berserk matters. We've got plenty of energy. Rupture, we haven't got any self-damaging cards. So the only real one that makes any sense is Juggernaut here, so it gets us to deal a little bit of extra damage from our block cards. I'm not going to play the Reaper just yet, because I'd like to do it once we have gained some strength. Okay, so armaments, uppercut to make him vulnerable and weak. We get the Metallicize in play and a defend. Nice interaction between Metallicize and that Juggernaut that we played. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I am just going to put the armaments back on top. Twin Strike, Anger, gives us 2 strength, Limit Break gives us 4, and we'll play that this defend. We are taking a little bit of damage here, 14. what we want to do now really is just get in to play our best cards. I think I'm going to save the corruption play because I want to hold on to our defensive cards for now. The reason being the champ's still got 3/4 of their health, and we're not close to getting to the point where we've got that burst damage that I said that we need. We need to deal about 220 HP across 3 turns, and we're not in a position to do that just yet, given that we have 4 strength currently. So what I'm going to do is just put the evolve and play this P-Strike and hold on to that corruption for now. Okay, so we're going to Warcry first. Gives us the option to upgrade more cards. In this instance, I'm going to put the corruption back on top. And upgrade these 4 unupgraded cards. Play the Flame Barrier. And I'm also going to play the Bash because we've got the Metallicize. Still saving this Reaper. Okay, so we don't draw any block cards this turn, which is pretty bad. So uppercut, strike, strike, I think is probably where we're going to go here, and just accept the fact that we're taking 17. Okay, Pummel Strike. Right, I don't want to necessarily flood the deck with Angers. He is notably, the champ is below half HP now, so we do need to deal the damage though, so that is a key factor here. We are just going to play them out, and also playing those defends out to get maximum damage. So we've now got 2 turns to deal about 150 damage. This isn't a great turn for it. I'm going to play the headbutt first because I don't want to put any of these cards back on top. I would much rather draw something else. Gaining more strength. Okay, it's going to be quite close, this. Okay, the Reaper doesn't really make much difference. I think we are going to have to play this weak potion. Definitely. Okay, so currently facing down 50, and we are blocking for more than 50, so we're just getting away with this at the moment. Yeah. Alright, and Bash Perfected Strike gets us there, so just about getting through that fight without having to trigger the Lizard Tail. Our card reward options aren't particularly good. As I said, we've already got a Corruption. 2 Corruptions is a bit redundant in a deck like this. If we had sort of about 30 odd cards, I might consider it, because a large deck means we're not drawing the Corruption as often. We get very good upfront damage in the bludgeon, but I'm not so sure that we desperately need a 3-cost attack at this point. And again, we've already talked about the Berserk. This is the 3rd one, I believe, that we've seen. We just don't need it. We've got plenty of energy. The Corruption essentially makes energy for us as well. The downside is just massively outweighs the upside of playing the Berserk. I think in this situation I'm just going to skip all 3 of these rare cards, which is something you wouldn't necessarily want to do most of the time, but honestly I don't see how these 3 cards improve our deck currently. They're just adding extra cards to our deck. Cards we would have taken a second Limit Break, we would have definitely taken a second Reaper. So a little bit unfortunate that we see those 3 there. Okay, so our options here now are a Sawzu, which would make it 6 energy. A Velvet Choker would also make it 6 energy, but we would not be able to play more than 6 cards per turn. Don't necessarily think that would affect us too much at the moment. I don't think there's been that many turns where we've played more than 6 cards, but honestly, we don't really need the energy from these 2. And the downside, we certainly don't want the Sorzu because our potions have essentially helped keep us alive in this fight. Yeah, without the 2 potions that we had going into that champ fight, we would not be standing here at this point. The Black Star, elites drop an additional relic when defeated. I think that's a pretty good option for us. I think the downside of these 2 is a little bit too much for us to take at the moment, and this is no downside with only upside, even though it doesn't do anything immediately. So the Black Star is where we're going to go, and if we can defeat 1 or 2 elites in Act 3, it's going to have been a worthwhile pickup for us. Okay. Right, so looking up the top, we see the tie meter. So our sort of strength scaling build is a reasonable strategy against tie meter. Unfortunately for us, because of the shuriken, it does involve us playing quite a lot of cards. I would like to play few. The idea of playing when fighting the tie meter is you need to play as few cards as possible before defeating him, because the strength scaling that you get from every 12th card you play is quite a thing to deal with. Bear in mind we're already giving up 1 strength at the start of each turn fight as well. Okay, so we've got some options. I think our main line looks a little bit like this, a fairly safe line, as if we went this way, sort of went to these 2 fires, and then on to fight either this elite or this elite, depending on how we get on. A little bit more bold is to go through this shop, taking a lot of hallway fights, and then taking a look at these elites here. Problem with that is we have to fight 2 elites without a rest site, so we would, you know, essentially be saying we're either strong enough to defeat those elites without taking much damage, or we're probably going to end up using the lizard tail. Notably, we don't have to fight both of them though. We can avoid one by going this way. So I think that's a reasonable pickup. Devaluing the campfire slightly because of the fusion hammer is also our consideration here. There is a path up the left hand side, but I just don't think it's as good as going up either the 2 ways I've said, which goes through these fires and up here, or through this shop. And I do want to go through the shop. 195 gold is a pretty decent amount of money, and we'll have more when we get there. We'll sort of have in the region of about 240 gold, I'd imagine, by the time we get to the shop. So yeah, that's my plan. Okay, ghostly armor, and then we just outright kill this guy. And yeah, perfected strike headbutt does that, so I'm going to uppercut the spiker, and we'll put the perfected strike back on top with the intention of hopefully killing the spiker next turn before the spikes become a little bit too much for us. Unfortunately, we draw 2 dazed, which is not the best, but when they exhaust they do deal damage. Yeah, so we are just going to end up taking 7 here, but we do get to kill the other enemy in this fight. I think just playing corruption, the evolve, yeah, and our skills, thanks to Charon's Ashes, will enable us to end this fight. There we go. Okay, so we pick up a liquid bronze. There's a dark embrace. We do want this dark embrace. I think I mentioned it at the end of Act 1, that picking up a dark embrace would enable this deck to really pop off, and I think we cannot ignore that card. Okay, so Warcry. Kill one of them. We can't. So let's just put the Reaper back on top. Take a bit of damage here. Yeah, just play them all out, I guess. Okay, I'm going to try and kill the back Darkling because they're attacking for more. Let me see. Bash. Anger. Headbutt. 9 plus 10 plus 15. That's 3 and then 4 and then 9. Plus 3. Yeah, I think that does it. And the Reaper will also help us to heal and sort of offset the damage that is incoming. So I'm going to headbutt back. I guess it doesn't matter too much, does it? The Perfected Strike is fine. Oh, we made a mistake. We made a big mistake. I didn't have enough energy. So I wanted to play the Limit Break as well. Yeah, so we are going to get a little bit back in that we don't take 10 because Thorns will kill this front Darkling before it deals its second. Armaments, let's kill the front guy, defend and get the Dark Embrace in play. Yeah, bit of a mistake there. Okay, I think this is probably just better, isn't it? Okay, so both those Darklings come back. And we get out of the fight. Okay. Okay, Shockwave was the card I was thinking of before. And I think given our Corruption Dark Embrace, this is still a really good pickup for us, so I'm going to take that. Okay, Dark Embrace, Frame Barrier, Defend, just trying to block as much as we can from these two spikers. This is a really nasty fight for us to see. Because we need to focus on the Spheric Guardian. I'm going to play the Corruption out and then defend, try and deal some damage that way. I'm actually going to strike and then headbutt back the Flame Barrier for next turn. Okay, Warcry. Flame Barrier. Defend. Pummel Strike. Shockwave, nice. Strike. Anger. Limit Break. Wow. This is not very good. I wanted to find the pathetic strike here. Okay. Just not sure we survive this. Okay, well we do, but only just is the crux of it. Armaments with Charon's Ashes. We get a skill potion, that's probably going to be pretty clutch for us. We get another armaments upgraded. I think it is worth taking. Alright, so we see Lee's Waffle. And I think Lee's Waffle might enable us to go after the 2 elites. Gives us a max HP of 7 more, so we'll go up to 75 and we heal, so it is pretty huge. I think we can't ignore Lee's Waffle here. Don't really want to pay for any of the cards up here. Chrysalis is okay, I guess, with Corruption, but I don't really want to pay 178 for it. I guess I would have removed another strike in this situation, but I'm going to take Lee's Waffle. 75 HP is going to help us in the next few fights, certainly. This is our 3rd fight with the Spikers, so we have been really unlucky in that they are showing up. The reason why the Spikers aren't good is because we can't reliably get the Reaper off and have a positive health outcome from it. So, yeah, a little bit annoying. Warcry first. Guess we put the defend back on top, do we? No, I guess we put the days back because we get to upgrade that defend with the armaments here. Limit break, pommel strike to kill the exploder, and uppercut one of the repulsors. Okay, so the reason why I didn't kill this one last turn is because the days are actually helping us to defeat the Spiker. In this situation, playing this Reaper is fine, because even though we take 13 back, we actually get a net positive of 5, so we will still full heal from this. Unfortunately, we are going to take 10 damage. I'm going to put the corruption back on top. Yeah, so the dazed just dealing damage consistently from Charon's Ashes. Right, and yeah, they get us the win. Even though these are all upgraded, I don't think we need any of them. Actually, the Iron Wave Plus isn't that bad, Cleave isn't that bad. We have sort of removed quite a lot of our damage cards in favour of becoming a Corruption exhaust sort of deck. I think because it says plus, it's pretty good. I'm going to take it. Okay, so Evolve is a really good card for us to see against the Nemesis here. Also nice to see our Flame Barrier on turn 1. Iron Wave also helping us block here. So we do indeed get to full block. This turn, the Nemesis is intangible. But I am going to uppercut to make them weak and vulnerable, and we're going to play the Corruption. Just get that in play. Okay. Warcry? Okay, drawing the Dark Embrace there is really clutch. Really clutch indeed. Put the Limit Breaker back on top. Yeah, I think we just play the Dark Embrace, then the Armaments. Just get that extra draw. Okay, drawing Ascender's Bane there, not great. And Metallicite is not great either. I think we just have to play the Reaper at this point. Oh, okay, Shockwave has kept us going. Yeah, I think just playing it now is probably better than waiting. Healing up to full. Yeah, I think we wait. I'm gonna play the uppercut, strike to gain a strength there. We may have to use the skill pot. We'll see what becomes of the next draw. Okay. Okay, I'm going to headbutt the Anger back on top. And draw it with Flame Barrier. Play the Anger. Play the Defend. Draw a Pummel Strike. Nice. And then I guess Bash, Twin Strike. Taking a little bit of damage here. But I think we win the fight. Yeah, thanks to Thorns and Flame Barrier, we get offered Fruit Juice, which I will pick up. 25 gold, Orichalcum, which is, if we end our turn without any block, gain 6 block. Not particularly great for us at this stage. We are blocking quite well. So we'll pick it up, but it's probably not going to do that much. Fossilized Helix, though. Prevent the first time you would lose HP each combat is huge, absolutely huge. So pick up the Fruit Juice, gains 5 max HP. A second Dark Embrace is really interesting, and I think I am going to take it. 2 Dark Embrace. We have got a relatively large deck now, so just having that option, it's really good. I'm going to take another fight here. We face off against the Darklings again. Right, so can we block 12? We can block 12, that's fine. No, wait, we can't. Okay, so we are going to take some damage. $25, 8, 10, 5. Yeah, it's just not going to be enough to kill the front guy, I think. 26, 8, 30. No. Okay, is it? 13 and 10. It's 23. right? 23. 24. Oh, hold on, the Reaper deals 3 damage as well, doesn't it? Okay, so it does kill that front guy the way I think it does. Yeah, let's just go for it. Yeah, because this exhausts. Yeah, okay, so 14 taken here. It's a bit unfortunate that they all decided to attack us on turn 1 there. Wait, do we armaments? Or do we just uppercut bash? Iron Wave, uppercut 50, 31, 15. Doesn't quite do it, does it? We can kill this guy though. Okay, so take a little bit more again. Right, finally able to start drawing some cards. Shockwave. Okay, some more damage. Bottom deck corruption is pretty bad. But we get there. Okay, I'm going to take a True Grit. Being able to pick the card we exhaust in our hand is really good because it's upgraded. That is a great option for us. Okay, so we see the Reptomancer here. Okay, so we get to preserve the buffer, our fossilized helix, which is good because Reptomancer now attacking. We are going to be taking 10 currently though, so I think the best action is to armaments. Alright, we only take 10 from one of the back guys here. I guess we'll deal with the one with the most HP. So, B-strike, strike, strike. Take 10. Wow, okay, this is pretty terrible. I am going to Reaper now, gain 14. Oh, the Iron Wave does kill. Okay, that's fine. Come on, Corruption. There we go. Okay, so we find Corruption, we find a Dark Embrace. I'm going to Warcry first. Right, so a bit unfortunate. We know that Dark Embrace is on top. Slightly unfortunate that we can't just kill one of these two. But I think what we need to do is, yeah, we have to kill one of them. put this Dark Embrace in play. Orichalcum is doing something here, notably, so we gain 10 block, but we do take an absolute packet. Unfortunate that we haven't got the Corruption in play here. Going to use the Fugue Juice, and we're also going to rely on Orichalcum to give us one more block this turn. I'm going to play the Limit Break. Good. Get Ascender's Bane out of there. Okay, so we again taking some damage. I was hoping that this guy would not attack us this turn, but obviously he had other plans. Lizard Tail to the rescue. Right, so Flame Barrier, defend, strike, anger. Alright, we get through the fight. It's not amazing. Our Bottled Tornado is really clutch here. Feel No Pain, also excellent. Yeah, I think we just have to have the Corruption in hand at the start. Alright, this chest, we need to take the Sapphire Key no matter what. I think I am going to take another fight and a rest. Our first one with Corruption in our hand. Feel No Pain in there as well, it's also really nice. Okay, Dark Embrace. Evolve Strike. Second Dark Embrace, Warcry. Get rid of the Metallicize. Okay, nice. Armaments. Shockwave. Yeah, now we see the power of Corruption and Dark Embrace. Play the Limit Break so we can get this Reaper off. Oh, anger. Okay, Fire Potion, pretty nice. Another Headbutt, another Twin Strike. Yeah, don't think we need any of those. Going here. I'm going to take the heal now. Fighting the elite, so we see Giant Head. Bit unfortunate this. Yeah, we have to do both, otherwise we lose our buffer. Really want to preserve that buffer as long as possible. Okay, we miss out on one of the Dark Embrace there because the Ink Bottle drew it. Put the Dark Embrace back on top. hold. Perfectly block. Armaments. Ghostly armor. Bash. Mini strike. Iron wave. Okay, metallicize. Pommel strike. Anger. Anger. Strike. Headbutt. Something we can play. Pommel strike? Okay, nice. Use the buffer there, but we should have no problems dealing 30 damage next turn, and we don't. Alright, Sundial gain energy every 3 times we shuffle the draw pile, and Unceasing Top. These two work incredibly well together. Not convinced we're going to see them do much. Immolate, interesting choice, a little bit late. Good area of effect damage, excellent Act 1, Act 2 card. I don't think we necessarily need to pick it up now though. Sword Boomerang, another good damage option. Really good with our sort of strength. I think I am going to pick it up because it says plus on it, and I do just feel that we're not quite there with damage at the moment. We need something to send us over the edge. Don't necessarily think that it is that Sword Boomerang, but it's going to help. Okay, we get a bonus relic from this event. Obtain a relic, get a pen nib, also going to help with the damage. I'm going to keep taking fights because, as I said, I'm still not 100% convinced. And we see the spikers again. Okay. Blessing in the Forge is alright. Don't think we need it though. No, not picking up any of them. Have to recall here. We are going into time eater on full health. Okay. There's an argument to be said for using the Unceasing Top here. See what we draw, Warcry. Okay, I do want the Evolve in play. Alright, okay, we draw into Dark Embrace. Unfortunately, we only get 4 cards next turn. Luckily, Time Eater has decided not to attack us. Pommel Strike first. Shockwave. Protected Strike with the Pen Nib. Feel no pain. Yeah, unfortunately not drawing anything from these. Just gonna leave it there. Okay, no longer vulnerable. Get the Dark Embrace in play. Flame Barrier. Defend. Okay. Strike. Strike. Anger. Sword Boomerang. Okay, so he's below half health, so he's gonna remove his debuffs. I think we're just fine to play the 2 cards, Iron Wave, Twin Strike. Okay. Uppercut. I'm gonna True Grit the strike. Sword Boomerang, Pommel Strike, Headbutt, Sword Boomerang, take 10. Okay, so Armaments, Reaper, Anger, 4 cards to play, Twin Strike, 3 cards, Strike, Sword Boomerang wins. Yes, okay, so nice, we get through that fight only with 13 HP loss. Yeah, I said it went really well. I think having this Bottle Corruption for these boss fights is just going to be so clutch. Alright, so in this situation we can Corruption, Dark Embrace, Limit Break. We draw a second card, Ghostly Armor, Warcry. I'm going to put Metallicize back on top. Don't think I necessarily want to play that Metallicize. But we do want to play Feel No Pain. Unfortunately we lose our buffer, but we've got some key pieces in Dark Embrace and Feel No Pain. I'm just going to ride with the 1 Dark Embrace for now. This way round is better. Headbutt, uppercut. Yeah. Okay, well we didn't need it because of Shockwave. I'm going to hold off playing that True Grit and just take 22 here. I think we probably have to play the Reaper now. Do we? A little bit concerned that we have exhausted all of our block already. Gained a strength, anger. Don't need the evolve, so I'm going to get rid of it now. There's another anger, okay. Pen Nib Charge for Twin Strike. Effective Strike, Strike, and then we can just get this other Dark Embrace in play. Hopefully now we've got enough HP/strength to get us there, but we will see. Let's play the Metallicize now. Okay, we get the Flame Barrier down. Iron Wave. Perfected Strike, Strike, Sword Boomerang, Headbutt, Sword Boomerang. Okay, so 49, down to 22. Yeah, we are struggling. Pommel Strike, okay, Uppercut is clutch here. Yeah, doubling up Sword Boomerang. And Twin Strike, we get there, wow, okay. So we get through Act 3. And onto the heart, we managed to reserve our potions. Yeah, I think this pen nib really coming in clutch in those two boss fights. Yeah, so we move on. And we move on to Act 4. I think it's still going to be very difficult for us. Particularly against the heart. We do have some money going into the shop. And we do get to rest and heal to full health. So let's see what we get. Okay, interesting. I think I like the Frozen Eye. Enables us to view the draw pile in order. And honestly, outside of that, I'm not really sure what we would take. Do we swap out a potion? I think really of the ones here, the only one that I would want is the skill potion for the fire potion. I think removing a strike is better. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Becomes 5. So 6 and then plus. Yeah, so it becomes 5. 15, it becomes 21. Yeah, it's still better than a strike, isn't it? I was just weighing up whether it was worth removing the perfected strike. I don't think it is. Yeah, I think of the options that were left here, transmutation is an interesting one. Just very random. I'm going to take the Frozen Eye and remove a strike. And that is all of our cash done. Let's go on and see about fighting the Spire and the Shield. Okay, so they're both attacking us on turn 1, which isn't exactly great. Corruption. Just wondering. Let's have a little look using our Frozen Eye. So we get Twin Strike followed by Ghostly Armor and then Evolve. Do you want to put that Evolve into play? Can we do that? If we exhaust Perfected Strike. Okay, Unceasing Top. Twin Strike. Ghostly Armor. Evolve. Strike. Armaments. If we play this other armaments. Okay, yeah, that's fine. We're looking. Yeah, the Dark Embraces are really far down. do get to preserve buffer if we do this though. Yeah, I think that's the way it's gonna go. Alright. Yeah, we are going to take some damage here. Okay, so yeah, 22 damage. Right, let's just... Dark Embrace. Oh wow. Yeah, we have used up all of our damage cards. Take less damage by making them weak and vulnerable there. Oh wow, this is pretty bad. Okay, yeah, I think that's probably gonna see to us. Wow, Dead Branch. Could Dead Branch save this run? There's a possibility. I'm just going to put an armament in the deck because of that Dead Branch. Wow. That is incredible. Right, so you might as well just get that in. Take the Thorns. I'm going to True Grit first. And get rid of the Bash. Oh wow, that's a disarm. So that disarm's going to help hugely here. Right, now what we want to do is have a little look. Okay, so there is a Dark Embrace coming next turn. So I'm not going to play this defend, because I want this armaments to upgrade the Dark Embrace, and then us be able to play some other cards. Wow, absolutely huge. Okay, a little bit unfortunate that the status cards that the Heart puts in our deck were at the top, so we didn't draw the Dark Embrace, but let's see what we get made from the Dead Branch, I think. Okay, so we do get to draw the Dark Embrace now. Replay one. Just play the Slimed. Play the Rupture. And we'll use the buffer on this turn. Okay, I'm going to put Feel No Pain in play. Does mean we take a little bit in the first instance. Put the Metallicize in. Wave. Battle Trance. Headbutt. Fiend Fire, I guess. Do we leave it there? Maybe play this other Metallicize. Okay. Okay, so Fiend Fire here. Just get the Dead Branch to make a completely new set of cards. I was really hoping it would create a barricade for us, but it hasn't. So, you know, what can you do? I'm going to use the Slimmer Break and put the other Corruption out. Using True Grit to get rid of a wound as well. Yeah, I think we'll just stop there. Alright, armaments to upgrade Pommel Strike. Limit Break. Just wondering, do we Reaper now? Sure, let's Reaper now. Okay, we get another Feel No Pain. Okay, Exhume is the top card. Exhume Fiend Fire, Exhume Reaper. Sure. 45 incoming. I'm gonna use the Anger. He's below 400, so it's 2 turns anyway. Yeah, I think I'm gonna wait and get that Fiend Fire back, because we will meet the damage cap next turn. play some block cards. Oh, that would hit the Fiend Fire. Wow. Sword Boomerang, best option. What have we got left in the draw pile? Another Feel No Pain's good. There's an Exhume down there. Put the Heavy Blade back, I guess. End up drawing it anyway. Feel No Pain. Okay, that's a good set of cards for next turn. Yep. Okay, nice. I am going to exhume the Fiend Fire. And I'm just going to play the Fiend Fire and win the game. There it is. So yeah, if you enjoyed this run, please give me a like, subscribe. Dead Branch saved the day. Absolutely, I do not think we win without Dead Branch there. So thank you very much for watching. This is The Great Gable saying GG for now.